I am he. I am Reverend John McLean. And it is the delight of my life that I get to be here with you. And I think I probably said this last time. Well, I have actually for 25 years. And I have said that for two reasons. An unplanned footnote. It's in honor of a minister who inspired me to ministry. And she had waited a very, very long time to become a unity minister. And she got a church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Her name was Priscilla Mercier. And 4 weeks after she became a minister for the very first time, she discovered she had cancer. And she died 10 months later. And it was during that time that I knew her. But every time she stood up, she said, "It is the delight of my life and the satisfaction of a dream." Yeah, And I also do it because it's a mind check for me. Thinking, is this the most fun I could be having right this very second? Because if it's not, I should let somebody else do it. And it is the most fun I could be having at this moment or at any moment is talking about a truth teaching, which I still feel excited about after 40 years. It's amazing, amazing privilege. And back to the notes. There is a wonderful poem by an English poet, and there's a particular line in it that has always stuck with me from the very first time I heard it. And Philip Larkin wrote, "In everyone there lies a sense of life lived according to love." So simple, and yet it touched me the first time I heard it first before I read it. In everyone there lies a sense of life lived according to love. Why that is, I do not know, but it is part of the human condition. And another part of the human condition is that in everyone, I believe, there lives a sense of life lived according to God or to spirit. And what that means is up for each one of us to decide. But it's a hope that we carry, that we seem to be hardwired for. A sense of life lived according to love, a sense of life lived according to spirit, a sense of life lived according to divine order. What you will make with that expression is yours. And again, even as I say it aloud, I'm thinking, we carry that, we simply carry that. And I don't think it's because things are necessarily so bad for every one of us. But when we see this life unfolding, we see it and we go, yes, that's it. Yes, that's right. We recognize it when we see things unfolding according to love, according to spirit, according to principle. We recognize it, which for me is feedback. It's feedback. And it's meaningful feedback. Why it takes us so long to see that, though, is part of life's challenge. Why is it so hard to see it? Are there secret rules that everybody knows and I'm the only one that doesn't know about why life is happening or why this is happening to me or how this happened to me again and again? Talking to a friend the other night, she's 20 years younger than I am. The fifth relationship has been falling apart. Nobody gets what it means to be in a relationship. I said, Betty, not her real name, could it be you? You know, I got the gift, I've got to share it, you know? I'm thinking 5 bad relationships in 25 years? No. Bad jobs? Bad whatever. And you know, so many of us will go to this church, we'll go to that church, we'll try anything and everything in order to figure it out. Is there anybody here that was born in a unity church or a religious science church? No. And you've been through one or more churches on your way to get here, and one or more shamanic rituals, one or more trans-channel experiences, one or more tarot readings, one or more gurus, one or more ashrams, one or more everything, right? We've done everything because what we're really seeking is a way of working in this world that makes sense. In all of us, there lives a life, a sense of life lived according to purpose or reason as well. And we want to be confident, especially by the time we can join AARP, we want to be confident that at least we're on a path, right? Now, a way of working is an expression that I first heard in the theater. It's an expression that actors use. It's become popular, though, in organizational development and whatnot. And a way of working is, I want to read this because I want to make sure that I got it right. This from Wikipedia. But a way of working offers a meaningful process and clear principles. A way of working is a blueprint for responding to life's experiences, operating within a given framework, and expecting an outcome. This can be applied to any experience that you have in life. Any. And this first occurred to me when I was just teaching the last class that we had online, which was a wonderful experience. And several of you were in that class. It was a wonderful experience. But a way of working starts with a conflict, raises a question: how will I work this situation? How will I work this life? How will I work this relationship or failure of relationship? How will I work this diagnosis? How will I work my retirement? How will I work getting fired? How will I work getting left for the first time? How will I work grieving the death of a loved one? I'm getting a signal from my director to move this way, the other way, back. Okay. Live television at its finest. A way of working. Do you think somebody had a little too much coffee today? Maybe. A way of working starts with an experience or a conflict, leads to a question: how will I work this? And what I really dig about this, the way it's broken down here, it acknowledges first and foremost that you're responsible for your own life experience. No matter what is happening, you're responsible for how you respond to life's experiences. What are the known principles I can rely on? What's my role and responsibility? What are my core practices? And then feedback, meaning seeing a result out there and saying, yes, that is what I expected, or no, not yet. I'm not there yet. The great gift that unity offers, because I came in through religious science originally. I was a Center for Spiritual Living student of science of mind. And the great gift that unity offers is that we have 5 basic principles. 5 basic principles is a way of working any situation in your life. First one, let's see if I can remember all 5, shall we? First one, there is only one thing happening, and that is life. And we call it good. And that good, as Donna reminded us, is in everything, whether we think it's living or not. But the good that the life principle that God is animates everything, even the inanimate. Every tree, every river, every weather system, every rock, every geyser is working and functioning along a principle through divine intelligence. It is in everything. We can respond to we can respond to our situation because we know that we live in a world of cause and effect. The world will be to me what I am to it. The world will be to me what I am to it. Prayer and meditation is the way to condition my mind, not change you. Because if you're praying to change somebody else, that's voodoo. And that is a respected process or tradition. But it doesn't happen to be what we do here in this church. Prayer affects the mind of one praying. The biggest shift always been, I am not a victim in this situation. This is my life. This has happened. Therefore, how do I respond? Yes? And then the 5th basic principle is not enough to know the truth. We must live it. Way of working is so critically important to be effective, to be gracious, which I think is incredibly important if you are seeking to live a life according to a sense of love, to be gracious, not reactive and hysterical all the time, like the stock market. Can you imagine if the stock market was a person that anytime there's good news, yay, whenever there's bad news, oh my God, we're all going to die. Up and down, right? Because it has no center. It has no sense of self. It's an it. And ye, have you heard? Ye are very God. In the words of Jesus, the master teacher. So you have a way of working. No matter what happens to you. No matter what happens to you. Now, one of the beautiful things of this particular ministry is that you have a variety of teachers who have remarkable attainment, deep learning, but we have just little different views on things. And that is a gift for a group of adult learners, frankly. Because even the Buddha said, you must bring all things to judgment. You can't believe anything that anybody said. You got to see if it's true for you. That's a way of working from the lips of the Buddha. Now, there are some folks that say that everything that happens to you, you cause. And some people who say that, I respect deeply. I don't agree with them, though, on that point. I don't agree with them on that point. I don't think you're that powerful. You know, you're not Glinda the Good Witch. You can't make everything happen. There are many reasons why things do happen to us. Probably 82.5% are our own doing. But there are things like weather. I mean, it was so hot in Phoenix, right? People die. It's not their fault. They didn't cause that. It's I can't go there. But there are things that happen that are biological, issues at birth. There are things that are environmental. There are things that are because of natural law. But a way of working allows us to have full agency, which every grown-up, every non-neurotic grown-up really wants to have. You know? And that is a sense of life lived according to a 2-year-old, because any 2-year-old will put their hands on their hips and go, "You are not the boss of me," at some point, right? Well, I don't know how they learn that, but they all say that in every single culture. "You are not the boss of me." Because you're the boss of you. You knew that when you were 2. You knew that. And you gave it away at some point. So in order to reclaim agency, yes, we do need a way of working in this world. And you could call it spiritual, you could call it philosophical, you could call it Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't care what you call it, but it is a real thing. And it is power. But again, here's the thing. As we say in another tradition I'm involved in, it works if you work it. And you're worth it. So work it. Anybody ever hear that? Yeah. You know, these acorns here that Jeanette brought back, they don't, they have infinite potential, but they have no agency. This is not going to turn into an oak tree now because it's not in the right environment. It won't get water, soil, sunshine. You've got at least as much potential as an acorn, which is to, you will not become an oak tree, but you have the same potential to come to the fullest possible expression of yourself, of the you that was meant to be, that was born to be, given the right environment. And the right environment is 100% here in consciousness. That is the environment where one nurtures one's potential, one's Christed self, one's desire. Our teachings are elegant and simple, and they are not easy. They take determination. They take willingness. Let me start again. They take willingness, the ability to be persistent and consistent with our way of working, and to never give away your inherent power to anybody else, to any situation. In the face of any conflict, this may be happening. I'm surprised. Who am I? I'm very God. What do I get to do? Choose an outcome. Choose an outcome here. I quoted this in my class. The thing that rocked my world was when I heard the Episcopal Bishop of Baltimore a couple of years ago quote the Episcopal Catechism by saying, "What does it mean to be made in the image and likeness of God? It means we have the ability to choose." And That was not my Catholic upbringing. You have the ability to choose to be in harmony with the laws of nature and with life and with goodness. Wow. I'm getting goosebumps just repeating that because I got them the first time I heard that. That's an effective way of working. Everything is a choice point. Everything is a choice point for you. I'm going to leave it with that, but let's have a few minutes of quiet. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you close your eyes so you won't be checking out everybody's name tags and going, oh, okay, oh, Suzanne with a Z. Oh, okay, great. Good to know that. Right. You know, yeah. I love it when I hear somebody take a deep breath because it always reminds me that in truth, the only thing we need is the next breath. There are no other needs. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing new to learn. There is only that to remember. That you are a living expression of the Most High God, which is also the innermost God. And you're here for one purpose, to know itself. To know itself. And now that we have taken time to remember that we are the thing itself, we can go forth from this day with a renewed sense of commitment. Yes, with remembering that within everyone there lies a sense of life lived according to love, to principle, to order. And it is there that we would bring it forth into our world. But the truth is that each one of us is peace and power and love. And no thing of an inferior nature can come to us. So we go through our day, our week, our life, with a renewed sense of commitment to remember that. To remember that I am in each of us. The I am is the primary creative force in my life. And I will choose today to use it for good and be glad about it. And so it is. And altogether the people said, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, friend.